everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I was going to do something really easy and simple. I'm just going to walk you through what I would do on a day-to-day basis. Something really simple, glowy, bronzy, just gives me a bit more coverage, but nothing too heavy or that takes too long because not everyone has the time for a full beat every day. This is like makes your skin look like skin, but just gives you a bit more confidence, and it's so easy and does not take any time at all, and it's just one of them looks that I want to perfect, and I spend most of my time like perfecting my base and making myself just feel myself but a little bit better. So before I ramble on a bit too much, I'm just going to jump straight into it. So one of the first things I do on an everyday basis, which is really important, is apply some SPF. I live in England. It is bad weather most of the time. Luckily it's actually kind of sunny right now, but still you're meant to apply SPF apparently. And I believe the studies, I believe all the photos I see, I believe all of it. I want my skin to look as good as it can, and I want it to be as protected. I like to use the Thank You Pharma Sun Project Water Sun Cream. This is an SPF of 50 plus. It's honestly, it just goes onto your skin like a dream. It leaves no white cast. It just soaks in so beautifully and actually leaves you a little bit of a glow. Makes me really red just first touching my face. It sinks in so well, doesn't peel. It's everything you sort of need as a base under makeup. You don't necessarily need to apply foundation on an everyday basis. I enjoy it whenever I do my makeup because I find it just covers up a little bit more of my scarring and acne. So this is an optional step obviously, but I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This makes you look so glowy and it lasts really well and just sits on my skin beautifully. So I just kind of do this. It's kind of hard with a tip like this to know how much to apply. You can always build up if you want to. So I just kind of square all over my face like that. I take a damp sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge. For some reason it's purple instead of the normal orange, and I'm not sure why, but there you go. Make sure to blend down your jaw. As you can see, it's given me a really good base and it's covered most of my redness, but it's left like a little bit of scarring poking through. But overall, can you see that glow? It's really beautiful, to be honest. Just for a little bit extra coverage, I'm going to apply some concealer. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Concealer under my eyes and in some areas to highlight. It blends out really easy and just brightens up the area. And now I'm just going to take the Collection Last Imperfection Concealer and dot that on a couple of the breakouts that are really sticking through still. Not everyone, as I still want my normal skin texture to show through, but just any of them big ones. And once again, I'm just going to take my sponge. You do not need to apply as much base makeup as I have. I do this just because my skin's worse at the moment than it normally is, and that is what makes me feel more confident. It really is personal preference. So just before my under eyes can start to crease, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in Fair, sort of taper the brush and run that under my eyes. Does such a great job of just blurring and setting the concealer in place as well, because it will always crease on me under my eyes if I don't set it straight away. Now I'm going to leave the rest of my face at the moment because I'm going to use some cream products, and cream on top of powder is just a no-go. It just doesn't look good. So I'm going to take my Chanel cream bronzer. This is the Les Beiges one, Soleil Tan Bronze. I'm just going to put this on with the Sigma Duofiber brush F50. So I just sort of swirl it in the pan and get a good coating. I just apply that in the places that I would normally bronze. That's sort of the three and along my nose. I go heavy with bronzer, and this is especially a glowy look, so take that as you will. Originally, I didn't actually agree with this bronzer. I was struggling to get it to work for me, and I think I was using the wrong brush. So once I got this stippling brush, because I only had a small one, it works like a dream. I literally use it every day, and every time I do my makeup, I have to use this bronzer now. It just adds so much warmth to my face, and I feel like I look dead without it. So I normally apply that in swirling motions and do it with a light hand, and this helps to make sure you don't disturb any of that base makeup. Make sure to hit the forehead. Nothing is worse than a really pale forehead. And the neck. And I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but my ears look a lot paler now than the rest of me, so I just sort of put some of the bronzer on there too. Sort of ties everything together. And I always hit the nose as well. I feel like it gives you a subtle contour when you just put bronzer on your nose, because I've never been one to actually contour my nose. Okay, so now I'm going to take a cream blush. This is the MAC Glow Play Blush in Grand. I always apply cream products with stippling brushes. They lay the makeup so much nicer than if I was using a dense brush. I find it always would just disturb the makeup. So this is Morphe M427. Once again, I'm just going to have a little swirl, brush and buff that gently onto my cheeks. Since I saw that TikTok trend of like ways you can shape your face with blush, I always now hit almost the tops of my cheekbones to try and lift my face instead of just the apples, and I find it does make a difference. And I'm definitely one of them people that is just absolutely in love with blush at the moment. I pile it on my face. It just makes you look so healthy, along with a good amount of bronzer. It might be the fact I'm very pale at the moment since I have barely any sun in England. Weather has been rubbish and no holidays. But yeah, I really like this blush, and I would be looking to try it in some other shades as well. I know some people use their fingers to apply it, but I find a brush just diffuses the product a lot easier. And I hit the nose a lot as well. Again, this may be weird, but sometimes I just run it along my eyelids. It just ties everything in together. So now I've used most of my cream products, I'm going to go back in with my Charlotte Tilbury powder, just with a sort of loose brush. It shouldn't be too dense because I don't want to pile it on. This is a Zoeva 106 powder brush, and I take the slightest bit of powder because I want to keep the sort of dewiness. This foundation is really good at keeping that glow under powder in the main areas where I don't want shine. And it just helps your makeup last a lot longer as well. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyebrows with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I'm not very creative with my eyebrows. I literally brush the pencil in a tiny bit, brush the eyebrow hairs through, and chuck on some clear mascara in them. I'm not going to be carving my eyebrows out or doing anything fancy for just an everyday look. This always gives me the most natural finish as well, which I really like. And this is a really good pencil colour for my sort of hair as well. And like I said, I just chuck in a bit of clear mascara to set them in place. This is just one from Collection. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the Zoeva Together We Shine face palette. I'm going to take this highlighter shade. It's very leans towards pink, sort of very subtle shimmer. It looks gorgeous. And that's just going to go on a Morphe M451. And I'm just going to put that on the high points of my face, and I'm really going to buff it in to the blush because I don't want anything too stark. And I love a highlighty nose. Like I said, it kind of makes you look like you've contoured your nose. I feel like you can very easily skip eyeshadow on just a day-to-day look. I am going to just dip into the sort of darker mauve sort of blush on a Morphe M504 and just brush that all over my lid. It just adds a bit more depth. Sometimes people use bronzer. It doesn't really matter really. Just one shade to add something a little bit more. I feel like stark white eyelids can look a bit weird. And I'm just going to take literally the excess and just run it underneath. I'm now going to take my L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara and just coat my eyelashes with it. Oh, I'll brush that off in a second. I find mascara makes a look, so don't mind if I pack it on. Like if a look is failing, pass the mascara on and it just looks 100% better. And just a little bit on the lower lashes, nothing too intense. So yeah, that's a nice easy mascara, and I find it wears really well. It never flakes, it doesn't transfer, but at the end of the day, come off with just water very easily. So it is not waterproof if that is something you need, but it isn't a hassle to get off, which is perfect. Now I need to remove this. I'm not sure if this is what you're meant to do, but I just take the end of a spoolie and it just brushes it right off. And just in case it takes any of the makeup, I'm just gonna go back in with my sponge, and voila, like it never happened. Just to bring some colour back into my lips, I'm going to take the Too Faced lip injection. This is in Pink Punch. Now be aware these do sting, but not for very long, and it just brings a lot more colour to my lip, but it looks natural and it wears very well during the rest of the day. It just keeps them really moisturised, and like I said, the colour looks really nice. So we'll give that a couple seconds and you might see it get darker. Okay, and there's the colour. I think it's really nice and natural, and it's a good one. But my lips are stinging. So just to finish the look, take a setting spray of your choice. I'm going to take the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. Just adds another glow, makes my makeup look so natural. The extra hydration in that spray does really... For some reason the video cut off right there and I'm not sure why. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want to try any of the products I mentioned, I'll have them all linked down in the description. Also, if you want to see more of me, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in another one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.